Hi there, Vladimir here, with another video about how to learn a foreign language. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. Language. The word language is most closely associated with the word speak. Here is Longman's first example sentence with the word language.
How many languages do you speak?
And here are the most common collocations. Speak is at number 1.
Can you speak a foreign language?
Then we have use, which for most people also means speak. Learn, master. Cambridge Dictionary.
Do you speak any foreign languages?
Speak is in bold. Oxford Dictionary.
It takes a long time to learn to speak a language well.
Speak a language in bold again. And it's what most people say. I want to speak English. Speak English well, fluently. English or German or Japanese. Nobody says, I want to read well. I want to write well. Language is most closely associated with speaking. Thesaurus.com says antonyms for language are silence and quiet. How about that? So basically, no speaking, no language. Language equals speaking. Language learners' number one complaint, by far number one complaint, is that they have nobody to practice their speaking with. Practice speaking, foreign language speaking. And it's language teachers' number one advice.
Stop studying and start communicating.
Learn by using, that means speak.
The secret to rapid language learning is you gotta speak it from day one.
When you learn something new, you really should go out and use it. So if you learn a new word in your textbook, make sure you then go out and use that word with your speaking partner or teacher.
Here's my piece of advice that can change it all. Learn to speak to yourself.
You are going to talk to yourself.
Talk to yourself.
Start by speaking out loud to yourself in the other language.
Talk to yourself.
Talk to yourself.
You can apply the method of self-talk.
Of course, shadowing. My technique of shadowing.
Adopt a parent and start shadowing.
You can choose me if you want.
Imitate AJ in mini story goal. Okay, let's start. Welcome to our lesson. Let's begin. There are two friends, Antonia and Ray. Antonia.
I love talking to people about places they've visited and things that they've seen in the world.
People forcing themselves to speak, paying crazy money for speaking practice. Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, Skype groups, conversation schools, membership sites, charging crazy money for speaking practice.
I want to thank our friends Lingoda.
Now I'm going to have a quick chat to you about the Lingoda Language Marathon. Really recommend Lingoda. What if I told you that in 3 months you could become fluent? Our partner, italki.
Hey guys, today I want to tell you about an app that you can use to find native speakers of American English to practice with.
This is the first time I've joined this app, and I hope you can help me practice my English.
Of course.
Yes. Now let's see what we talk about.
All right. So what would you like to talk about today?
Хоча трохи важко розуміти, щоб бо how do you say that?
Tijuana, claro que Tijuana es muchas caliente, ¿sí?
Muy caliente.
Muy caliente.
Meat is good.
Why do you think so?
Because なんて言うんだろう、炭水化物。やっぱ単語は出てこないですよね。
Excuse me, could you turn on the air conditioner, please?
すみませんが、エアコンを it's one of those
Anybody who charges money for speaking practice is either delusional or dishonest. Anybody who pays money to practice their speaking is either delusional or lonely. You should never pay for speaking unless you pay a psychiatrist. Now, let me make something perfectly clear. I am not against speaking. I am strongly against forcing yourself to speak in order to practice your speaking. I am strongly against paying money to practice your foreign language speaking. I am against speaking for the sake of speaking practice. When it comes to language learning, the very last thing you should worry about is speaking. You know, I've made so many videos about this nonsense called speaking practice and conversation schools and speaking groups on Facebook, WhatsApp and Skype. And it's useless. It's useless to try to convince people that language doesn't equal speaking. It's like trying to convince people that money doesn't equal happiness. It's impossible. People kind of get it, and then we are back to, I need more money. I need more speaking practice. I need a native speaker to practice my speaking with. And I understand. After all, it took me years and thousands of students to realize that speaking is the last thing language learners should think about. It's useless, but I'm gonna try yet once again. Okay, we all know that there are 4 language abilities: speaking, reading, listening, and writing. Now, here is a thought experiment. Imagine the following. You wake up one morning and you realize that you've lost all but one of your native language abilities. You've contracted a very rare disease and you lost 3 of your native language abilities. You lost the ability to read, the ability to speak, and the ability to hear your native language. But you are still able to write in your native language. A very rare disease, as I said. Let me elaborate. You suddenly became illiterate, can't read a single word in your native language, can't understand numbers either, completely illiterate. You also suddenly became language deaf, if you will. You lost your ability to hear language, but you can still hear everything else, the birds, the cars, and even music, but not language. And you also lost your ability to speak. The only ability this strange disease has left you with is your ability to write. You can still write in your native language. Now, along comes this guy, let's call him Vladimir, and Vladimir is holding 3 pills in his hand. It says speak on one, read on the second pill, and hear on the 3rd pill. These 3 pills will give you back your lost abilities, but you can only take 1 pill per year. If you take 2, let alone 3, you die. They are very strong, so only one pill per year. A year later, another one. And a year after that, the last pill, and you can get all your abilities back. Which pill would you take first? Which of your native language abilities do you want back first? Which second? And which last? You have one life. Don't waste it.